Okay, so maybe the last question I could ask,
Yeah.
it has to do with the fact that I think that you are very, very far from being conservative in almost anything.
Yeah.
But a sentence that you recently said, which I think was interesting to me, was you were talking about the fact that you don't believe that AI is AI, that it is any form of artificial intelligence.
Yes.
And I think that in that sense, maybe some people could view you as conservative in maybe in the way in which you wish to harness technology as, you know, as what's the word, as secondary to humanity, and not like, you know, in us evolving into this super being and all this stuff, which I mean, I also think is crap and or extremely irresponsible.
Yeah. Like you're talking about this concept of like the hybrid, the cyborg.
Yeah, exactly. So I think that you are very, very far from this.
I'm very suspicious about the cyborg. I think it has clear benefits, right? Like let's assume that the technology exists and we can completely merge with machines, and I can have a computer like an Intel processor in my head, so I could like instantly like I want to learn, I don't know, about like a World War II. I can do like this, and now I know everything. All the information in Wikipedia is in my head, right?
Yes.
Let's say I have this ability. I think this would be extremely confusing for people. Because biologically we're just not adapt for that. Like our brains don't work like that. Our brains don't work in parallel processing. They work in like way more interesting ways, by the way. Like our brains are way more power efficient than any computer that was ever created. But yeah, like my thesis about like AI, right? So I really want to write this article. One day I'll write it. The title, I already have the title of the article. It's called
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay, ay. Oy, oy, oy.
Oy, oy, oy. Exactly.
To quote Yinon Magal. You know this thing that Yinon Magal does? Every time like the left is complaining about something, he goes like, oy, oy, oy. Which is amazing. I think Yinon Magal has a lot of potential. He might be, he has the potential to become the Israeli Tucker Carlson.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope that he will become less devote to Bibi. And more devote to conservatism.
Yeah, it also just seems like he really loves to provocate.
Yes,
he's looking for a lot of he's looking to, what's the word for PR, basically.
Yes, unfortunately, because I think he's an extremely intelligent and talented individual and charismatic. And yeah, unfortunately uses his powers for evil and not for good. But yeah, hopefully one day he'll...
Okay, but the name of your article, sorry, we sidetracked.
So the title of the article, it's not AI, you moron. It's ADG. Advanced Data Generators. Okay, it's not artificial intelligence. What do I mean by that? And intelligence means, for me at least, intelligence means that you can take the knowledge you have and come up with new knowledge. And this is something that all the things that we call AIs now lack.
I feel like there are outliers to the sentence you just said.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if
I just want to elaborate.
Yeah, if I just think on the go, I mean, there's a documentary about AlphaGo.
Okay.
About the software that beat the world champion of Go. Mm-hmm. And there's a specific moment there where they talk about a move that their model made that they say, this move was brilliant by human perspective.
Okay.
So I would say that in a sense there can be brilliance by a human, if a human comes and interprets whatever the machine did for the human purpose, it could be interpreted as being brilliant or being art or being whatever.
But that's what
you
I'm
need
saying.
the human.
But that's what I'm saying. You still need the human to determine that this move was brilliant. It's not like you need the context of humanity to determine that this was brilliant. The moment that machines will be able to do something brilliant without humans acknowledging the brilliance of the act, then you will have artificial intelligence. And I think we're very far from it. Maybe one day we'll have the technology, but I think we're not there yet. So I call all the things that we call these days AIs advanced data generators, because that's what they do. They generate data in a very advanced way, right? They collect a lot of data, they learn it, and they know how to generate data that is very similar according to patterns they learn based on these different models. But yeah, I don't see anything like everything that is interesting that I saw coming out of AI always had the human element. Like you sent me this, what's his name? The singer?
Joe Eusebe.
Joe Eusebe, this is truly amazing. That like he has really good songs, and these are songs produced by AI. But as I learned later, all the lyrics were written by a human and not using AI. And the whole framing of the project was done by a human. So it's like a human understanding how to use this technological tool in order to produce art. And I think this is great. Like AI, like the advanced data generators are great for this sense. Like for example, if you want to do a Stilkopie, as we say in German, project where you take a specific style of a composer of a genre of music, and create music in this style, ADGs are great for this because it saves a lot of time for you. You don't have to like learn this type of music. You don't need to like do so much study. You just feed a lot of music into a model. It learns it for a while, and then it can generate music in this style.
Music for a while,
which is amazing. This is truly amazing, and I think these tools, these technological tools, are amazing for saving us time and working on the real things of art, right? Not like researching for months a specific genre of music. We can like just feed a lot of music into a machine, and it does basically what we intended to do.
Which is what, I mean, from what I understand, that's one of the ways in which you compose recently.
Yes.
Just by mapping, finding some kind of a mapping from, from one language, like you were talking about mapping consonants in German or whatever, into notes, and then just writing a script which does that.
Yeah.
I mean, a question which comes up for me is, I mean, do you, in a sense, are you always satisfied and fulfilled with the results? Or
no, never.
Never. Okay,
but
elaborate.
I think that's that. I mean, but this is a more philosophical thing, right? Like I think that the beautiful thing about art that it's never 100% fulfilling. I never heard a piece of art that was 100% fulfilling, because once I'll hear it, I would be like, okay, there's no point. There's no point to make any more art, because
that's very Thomas Mann, what you just said. It reminds me actually of the book Dr. Faustus, where he has this whole like monologue about Beethoven's Last Sonata, where he talks about this kind of imperfection which is like deeply embedded into the structure of the sonata, where it's like, it has to be imperfect for it to be meaningful.
Exactly, yeah.
Something
because
like that.
Once it's perfect, it's like, first of all, I don't think that's danger, by the way, of like a real AI, right? Because like a real AI would be able to make something perfect. And I don't think the human mind is actually able to cope with perfection. So that's like a scary thought I'm having once in a while. But yeah, I think that's the beautiful thing about art, that it's not perfect. It's like it's a snapshot into someone's mind at a specific moment, that you might be able to connect with or might not be able to connect with. And that's the beautiful thing about it. So yeah, like I think ADGs are amazing tools. Like this is amazing technology used very irresponsibly, especially by startup companies. And by the entire tech industry, basically, which is 90% startup companies, I guess. But yeah, this is like an amazing technology, and we should learn how to utilize it. And I would recommend everyone from all fields to learn how to utilize these tools, because these tools are amazing. They're time savers. They recalibrate your thinking in an interesting way.
What do you mean?
I think once, let's compare to GPS apps, right? We used to. I remember my dad. He was I don't know how to translate it into English. He used to estimate the value of goods in one's apartment for the insurance companies. That's what he used to do.
That sounds like a pretty accurate
Yeah,
formulation.
but there's probably a name for it, you know?
Borer or something like that? Or
in Hebrew, it's ma'arich tchula. Yeah.
Okay.
But like,
Alright.
yeah. But yeah. And he used to drive around throughout the entire state of Israel. And used to have an atlas in his car. And eventually the GPS app came, and he didn't need an atlas. He could just like push some buttons and like away we go. And it completely recalibrates the way you think about driving, about going places. Like it changes you. Like your interaction with technology changes you. It doesn't matter which technology. And I think that ADGs do change us in an interesting way, that a lot of manual labor that we used to do is negated. Right? Even like simple things, right? You want like a list of US presidents in as a list of Python strings. You can just go to ChatGPT and ask them to do this, and you'll get this. And this is amazing because it saves you so much time on like a stupid manual task. And I think that this like saving time is like amazing. The same thing with like with WhatsApp, right? Communicating with people used to be so difficult. And now it's so simple. You can communicate with anyone you want instantly from the other side of the globe. And this makes you think differently about like the way you communicate with people.
About friendship.
Yeah, also about friendship.
Firstly,
like
yeah.
for better or for worse, right? But they think the same thing about like ADGs. They make you think differently about labor. And it allows you to make labor less
laborious.
Yeah, it's true. It makes labor less laborious in a way. So I think it has incredible potential. I think it's used in an extremely stupid way these days. And it's being marketed as like this end-all to be-all tool, which is not. But yeah,
whatever you just said, I heard it in Japanese. Endo tobio.
Endo tobio.
Anadobo tubiobo.
Too much Japanese pop.
Yeah.
Too much anime.
But what did you actually say? I missed it.
End all to be all.
End all to be all. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but like Yeah, what's my point? I have no point. Basically,
No,
like
that you have
use
strong feelings about this, about the way that this tool is being used and marketed.
I think we should use technology responsibly. I think we should understand it. And I think this would sound elitist right now, but like, I think we should only use technologies that we understand. And if you don't understand a technology, study it. Today, it's easier than ever to study. You have Wikipedia, you have everything open. Just take the time to study it. And if you don't understand it, don't use this technology. It will make your life better.
By the way, if we go back to academia, the way I see it is academia is the place in which technologies are being studied for non-profitable purposes.
Mostly non-profitable.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Like if I think about just an example, I recently saw a paper which has to do with, I forget what this is called. This has a name. It's when basically you are trying to get a search engine to promote your product. So like somebody was checking if they could basically manipulate like ChatGPT or a large language model into recommending their product over anybody else's
interesting.
product.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that the experiment was done in an intelligent way. So yeah, and I mean the people who are doing this are people who are not necessarily trying to sell their own products using ChatGPT. So, yeah.
So to intelligent experiments.